I have to hype myself up for the video. So what's up guys and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lakwe Adibaju. I'm a lifestyle content creator based in Edmonton, Alberta. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so you'll get an alert when a new video comes up. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for joining me again. Let's jump into today's video. I feel like it's been ages since I filmed a YouTube video. I've been very active on Instagram. If you guys are not following me, you should follow me because I'm trying to build my community on there as well. But YouTube is my first love. So I can never leave you guys hanging. Never. Like, we're together for life. Anyway, guys, this has been a very much anticipated video, and I'm very happy that I'm able to finally film this for you guys. So basically, the title of this video is, as you can tell from the thumbnail, 6 months in Edmonton. What do I think? I remember, when we just moved here newly, I filmed my opinion about Edmonton and it was all good vibes, good. I'm pretty sure some people were like, "Ah, let them stay there for 6 months. Let them stay there for a year. They will know what real Edmonton is like. They'll come back and tell us what it feels like." Well, I am here to tell you guys. So, are you ready to listen? Are you ready? All right, grab your bottle of water or your tea or coffee or whatever and let's get started. Okay, disclaimer before we get into everything. I'm still new in Edmonton, like we've been here for just 6 months. So I am not claiming to know everything about Edmonton, but seeing that we're living here, I'm able to give my views, my opinions. So just have that in mind, okay? Do with the information as you please, basically. So my first point is about the winter because I know that is one question that I'll say 95% of people ask, like, how is the winter? So I have spoken with people who have been here for years, like 8, 9 years, or 15, 20 years, or people that were even born here. So obviously, we can all collectively agree that there's global warming, climate change affecting every part of the world. So Canada is not excluded. And even back when we're in Ontario, the winters have not been as harsh as we've experienced in the past. So, fun fact, it's gonna be we've been in Canada for 10 years, so this is our 10th year in Canada. And I remember like 2014, 15, the winter was wintering. It was wintering because I remember, I think it was 2015 that we experienced -24 in Ontario. It was one day though, but we experienced it. But I would say like since 2017, I don't think it's gone that low ever since. So I'll say it's kind of the same thing with Edmonton. The weather has been overall not too harsh. So there was a time in January we experienced the very harsh, like -40s, -50s, wind chill and all of that. And we didn't go out. We didn't go out. Even when your school was closed for the day. So we were just home. I think it lasted for like maybe 4 or 5 days, if I remember correctly. And if I'm being honest, that was the only period when the weather was really harsh. Like it was -30s, 40s. And what we experienced in the house was, ice forming on the windows, like inside. It was coming in. So we're advised to kind of raise our blinds up so that the heat and the cool air, when they kind of hit each other, the windows will not break. That was the advice we got. So that was kind of what we did. And we're in March right now, and so far, the weather hasn't been terrible. We experienced -20s here and there, -15s, -9. Even sometimes the weather, like right now, I think it's about 4 degrees right now, 5 degrees, and it's going to warm up. So in general, to be honest, winter has not been terrible. It's actually better than I expected because I came with the expectation that, oh, the weather is going to be terrible. Once it's really bad, I'm just going to keep the kids at home. But it's not been that bad for me to keep them at home, to be honest. So I don't know if I'll say that's a good thing or bad thing because we all know the reason why that is happening. But anyway, it has not been terrible, FYI. However, there's a difference. There's something I've observed in terms of how they pack their snow here that is different from Ontario, where we were previously. So in Ontario, I guess because of the texture of the of the snow of the and also the harsh. I guess because of the texture of the snow and how because in I was going to say Nigeria in Ontario in Ontario um the ice there's always a lot of ice forming, black ice, and it freezes very quickly because of how cold the how humid the winter is. It gets iced very quickly, so I guess that's why they use salt. And however, here I don't think they really use salt that much, except on the highways. There's usually like a mixture of salt and sand. But what is popularly used here, based on my observation, is sand on like the regular roads. So that kind of makes everywhere messy, and your car is forever dirty throughout the winter. I don't, I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's just something we're not used to. And to be honest, in the winter, your car cannot be clean, because once it starts melting, that's already a disaster on its own. So that's the only thing that's the only thing that took a while for me to get used to. But to be honest, it's not really a big deal. Like, it's just dirt. And once the winter is over, you can always clean your car, you can always detail your car. And if you have a husband like mine, your car cannot be dirty. FYI. Right, my second point is about the traffic in Edmonton. So we all know that Edmonton is the capital city of Alberta, and if you want to compare to Toronto, like the population, I think right now maybe population in Toronto is probably like 7-8 million. Let's include the Greater Toronto area. And if you want to compare that population to like Edmonton and surrounding areas, it's nothing close. We're probably like 2 to 3 million here. So you can't. I don't think it's fair to compare. Maybe you can compare Toronto to Vancouver. That might be a better comparison. But the crowd isn't as much here, even though people are really moving. Yeah, and the population is increasing rapidly, but the traffic isn't as bad. So if we're talking about traffic, it's probably caused by an accident on the highway, or anything like that, or maybe some construction. I haven't witnessed major constructions yet, but I know traffic is usually caused by maybe there was an accident or constructions, but the traffic isn't too bad if I'm being honest, and also probably because of the way the city's road network is built. It's just like the major highway is goes around the entire city, and then we have like smaller inner city roads, where you can access one point to the other. So so far I haven't experienced too much traffic, and which is a good thing, because I honestly that was one of the things that I detested so much about Toronto. If we had to do anything in Toronto, you first had to commute from where we were, which would take almost an hour, and then when you get to Toronto, you now face the traffic. So that was always like a big issue for me. But my third point is about fun things to do in Edmonton. I don't know if you've heard this joke before, that Edmonton is usually called Deadmonton, and that's because there's nothing to do here. But anyway, because we're here, it's not Deadmonton anymore, because I want nothing to do with negativity. So Deadmonton, no, no more. But when it comes to doing things for fun, I'll say this opinion is relative, because it really depends on what you like to do for fun. That's the honest truth. So maybe for someone who likes to go clubbing, this might not be a good place for you. Facts. Because to my understanding, the nightlife isn't as bubbly as even Calgary, for example. Let's not even talk about Toronto. Let's compare to Calgary. The nightlife is not as bubbly. So that's the thing. Like, if that's your own type of fun, then this might not be the place for you. And everyone is always saying things like, oh, they have only one major mall, which is the West Edmonton Mall, which is true, because it's a very huge, like, it's large, and there's everything to do there. Like, there's so many things to do there. They have other smaller malls, but West Edmonton Mall is a place that has, like, literally everything. Like, there's a water park there, an indoor golf, there's a hotel there, several restaurants. There are so many things to do there. So many things. I haven't even toured the entire West Edmonton Mall, and I've been here for 6 months. So yeah. And there are other malls, yeah, but that's the main place. And as I said, it depends on what you like to do for fun. So far, it's the winter, so far we haven't really done too much, because I'm not really a fan of winter. I don't know if you know, but I'm not really a fan. But if you have kids, you have to go out. And if you and in the winter, you have a lot of winter activities, like you can go tubing, you can go skiing, you can go skating. If you like to play hockey, all those type of things. And then there's also like if you like to go watch the games, so which will lead me to my next point, which I'll address very soon. And if you like to, there are a lot of places to eat here. Like there's a variety of different types of ethnic foods from different parts of the world, which I really like. So you can get to try different types of foods, fine dining to like your regular restaurants. Like you have so many options, so that's a good thing. In early January, we went to the Mutat Conservatory, which is kind of it's a botanical garden, so you get to learn about different plants and their habitat. I don't know if that's the right term, but anyway, it's a botanical garden, and they usually have different themes for different seasons. So that was kind of went in the early New Year, so it was still kind of like a Christmas theme. It really depends, to be honest. I'm still exploring. And I still intend to keep looking for more fun places. To probably be more things for the kids, but let's assume that Edmonton is that dead. There are other places around Edmonton where we could probably drive through, go on a road trip, or even go on a road trip to as far as Banff, Calgary. We've actually been to Banff before, and it was really beautiful. I love it there, and I really want to go back. I really want to go back. So I hope we're able to make it happen soon. But yeah, like there's so many things to do. It just really depends on what interests you. So yeah, bear that in mind if you're looking to move here. I don't think there are beaches, like the kind of beaches that you see in Nigeria. I don't think there are, but there are definitely lakes and places you can hang out come summer. So yeah, we'll probably explore that when the time comes. And my fourth point is about the food, like grocery shopping. So right now, because of the inflation, which is affecting literally every part of the world, food is expensive. So it's not just in Alberta, but the good thing is our taxes are still 5%. So yeah, yes, at least we get to enjoy that on everything. However, you pay a recycling fee on products that are made of plastic. Like if you buy a bottle, like a bottle of juice or anything, you pay a recycling fee. I can't remember how much it is, but it's a very tiny amount, probably something like 10 cents or 40 cents, something like that. And another good thing is because we didn't do this, back in Ontario. I don't know if there's anywhere in Ontario they actually do recycle their plastics. So you can always separate your bottles. So usually bottles that you drink from, like your juices, your waters, bottles like that, you separate them. And when they're kind of, full enough, then you will take them to a recycling facility and you get money in return for recycling those products. So technically, as you're paying for the recycling fee, you get some money back, for recycling this product. So I guess it's a win-win. However, with regards to food, I have noticed that African foods are really expensive here. Like they're so ridiculous. I'm not even going to lie about that one. It is so freaking expensive. I bought, I went to an African store close to where we live. I won't mention the name, but I'm not going back there anymore because thankfully I found other places now. Thanks to friends that we met recently that have given us recommendations on where to go. But the first African store I went to, I bought some chicken and there was no flesh on that chicken. And I bought that chicken for $50, like a box of chicken. And there was no flesh on that chicken. It was such a waste of money. It's still in my freezer at the moment. But yeah, that was that was me, that was just a fail. And their things are just expensive anyway. So I think what people usually do here that I've observed is they bulk buy. Fortunately, when we moved here, I was able to join a group where we did bulk buy of peppers. So all our peppers, tomatoes, your shepherd pepper, crimson pepper, green pepper, everything. They got a truck and and everyone placed orders until it was full. I'm not sure where the truck came from. It was probably Calgary or Ontario. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, that was what we did, and that's kind of the pepper that we've been surviving on since. And we bought it in, was it September? I think it was September or end of August, something like that. So that's what we've been surviving on. So that's what I plan on doing again this year. As for meats as well, you probably will be better to do the same thing if you know people who are interested in getting meats as well. You guys can, pile up together and then divide meats to make it cheaper than going to an African store to buy or even a grocery store. Like it's just ridiculous. So bulk buying is cheaper in the long run, and that's what people do here. So that's kind of what we did, what we're doing as well. We did that for goat meat and cow meat. Right now, I'll say the only thing I'm lacking is chicken and turkey, like bulk buying chicken and turkey. I still have to go to the African store. So yeah. Then my fifth point, this one is so funny to me because literally everyone in Edmonton is an Oilers fan. If you don't know who the Oilers are, then are you in Alberta? Maybe you're in Toronto. Oilers are their hockey team. If you've heard of Wayne Gretzky before, then you probably know what I'm talking about anyway. I mean, that's how I found out about the Oilers because what is my business with hockey, for goodness sakes? Like, and Moya is at the stage now where he's beginning to discover his likes, his interests, and he's beginning to have friends as well. So they get heavily influenced. And I know he loves soccer, even though he's beginning to like basketball right now. So we're kind of in the middle of that. But on the side, he's always like, Mom, can we go for an Oilers game, or can we buy hockey sticks and the net and everything? I'm like, what do you know about hockey? We don't even watch hockey in this house. So it's just funny and it's cute to see. But trust me, everyone here is an Oilers fan, basically. So it's making me get interested in knowing more about the game. So I might actually go and watch the game one of these days. Yeah, I actually have it in mind to do that. But bear that in mind, everybody is an Oilers fan. So if you like to strike up a conversation, just bring up a game about the Oilers. You're welcome. Yeah, after 6 months, these are my observations. We're still obviously happy. Like, we're still happy with our move, guys. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Of course, we didn't just wake up one day and decide to move here. We did our research. Most of the things that I talked about were things I already heard already. But when you experience them, it's usually a different feeling. Like, we heard it was really cold. We heard that the roads could be messy. So it's things that I heard before, but experiencing them is usually a different feeling. So yeah, I'm thankful to God because so far it's been good, and we're only praying for things to get better and for Edmonton to be a place flowing with milk and honey. We're really optimistic about our move here. So yeah, that is it, guys. Of course, I miss my community back in Ontario, and that's just, to be honest, one thing that I really missed. I had family close by and even friends that had become family. So moving here to a new place where people, but people, but they're not like your people. Let's just put it that way. So trying to build that community sense of community again in a new place can be challenging, but it's going to take time. Just as I said, we've been here for 6 months, so obviously you'll know who your tribe is eventually, and you'll belong to a community. Thankfully, we found a church that we really love, and that we've been attending for like. So we joined like I think it was early December. Yeah. So we've been going there for like 3 months now, and we're liking the place. So yeah, we're really optimistic for our time here, and we know that God has great plans for us. So that's it. We'll just keep being open-minded and praying for the best. Someone asked a question under one of my videos that are PSW jobs readily available? So PSW are personal support workers. I believe so. To be honest, I'll say everywhere in Canada, like healthcare jobs are in higher demand compared to other jobs. So I'll say yes. What I do know for sure, because I have a friend who is a nurse and she told me this, that Edmonton is actually one of the cities that pays their nurses the highest compared to other major cities in the world. And I actually found a graph showing this. So usually, so in general, Winnipeg, Vancouver pay their nurses really well. Edmonton also falls into the top, I guess, top 3, 4 categories. So if you're a nurse, so if you're looking to become a nurse, you can consider moving to Edmonton. Yeah. Or even any healthcare job, to be honest, like doctors, nurses, personal support workers, pharmacists. I have a lot of pharmacist friends here. So yeah, healthcare jobs pay really well here in Edmonton. So yes, I think we've come to the end of this video. Remember that I am first a Nigerian. So even when we moved to Ontario and we decided to settle there, and we called Ontario home, I am first a Nigerian. So Nigeria is still home for me. And if I decide to move anywhere in Canada is home for me because I'm a Canadian as well. So home is wherever I say it is. And I'm first a Nigerian, secondly Canadian. Home is Nigeria. Nigeria is home for me, will forever be home. And anywhere in Canada is home for me because I'm a Canadian as well. So yeah, we're loving it so far and we're thanking God and hoping for the best. Yeah, we've come to the end of the video, guys. I hope this video really helps if you are contemplating deciding to move, or whatever it is that you're looking for. I hope this video actually helps. If you have any questions, always leave your comments below and I'll get to them when I can. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That will really let me know that this is the kind of information you like to see. As always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support that you show me so far. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.